generate whatever, and you create this token economy. That's what this is all doing. It's the future purpose. We've seen it also in gaming. So kids hang out online in games. When I used to go to the shopping mall with friends and go and meet them, kids now hang out in Minecraft. And again, once you start adding ability to monetize this, you don't need to work.
So can you link that to the AI argument again, just so I can understand?
We don't have any work to do. We're going to be at home.
I got it.
Even if we're given universal basic income, how are we going to find our purpose as humans, right? We're not hunter-gatherers anymore. We're not farmers anymore. We're not doctors and lawyers anymore. What the hell are we?
That's a fascinating change.
And so it becomes, yes. So it becomes community. That's why religion has been so persistent, because it's a community cultural mimetic that ties people together. This is what this is all about.
I'm interviewing the founder of Terminal Truth tomorrow, I think.
Andy, yeah. Andy and the other guy involved with him as well. I'm interviewing both of them together to talk about.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Who's the other guy?
Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. Who's Ryan?
Ryan works with Andy. He's got another project called Mycelium, and there's a token called Forest that's built around that. There's actually a in the world. Most people lose money over time. So I've just got a small allocation. It's flipped around over time, but generally right now, I managed to get. I've been in Doge for the last 5 months, expecting the election and the Elon effect. And the other one I'm in just because it's just a brilliant meme is smoking chicken fish.
I've seen that one. I remember they requested on my space once. I'm like, is that really a thing? I click on it. I mentioned Rand was on the show. I was like, Rand, yeah, Mario, it's blowing up. I'm like, no fucking way.
And they have registered a church in Texas. So it is a church. And the idea is they want to flip other churches in terms of value. And they have the chicken commandments. They have all this wordage around it. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. It's like a Monty Python sketch that has become a meme. So I like it because it's different to dogs, cats, frogs, blah, 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 which was the whole old NFT craze. It just stands out on its own. You know what it is. It's like, there's no other image. It comes from from space. Everybody's underestimating the speed. Normally, you overestimate
the short term, underestimate the long term. I mean, this is us to underestimate the short term and long term.
Yeah. I mean, because this is Metcalfe's law squared. This is what's known as Reed's law. This is the fastest exponential curve humanity's ever gone through. It's happening in front of our eyes. It was only 2 years ago that ChatGPT 3 came out.
That's crazy.
Or 2 came out. I can't remember 3. And now look what's happening. It's insane. And the next models are about to come out any day now. And it's just going to keep going. The last iteration of ChatGPT 1.0, it has an IQ of 120. Which is more than the average human, which was 100. But it has an IQ of 120 in every single subject known to mankind. It's a pure polymath, an expert at everything, better than the average person. Now, they suggest that, unlike Moore's law, which is the doubling of compute power every 2 years, it looks like intelligence fails because we can't understand this phenomena. Additionally, think about, we were talking about you build a bot that trades well. Now we can do it already, but within 6 months, I'll be able to drop it into ChatGPT and said, code a better version of this, and I want it on a different time horizon. It'll do it instantly, right? So all you've done is build a business based on attention only now. You do not have a moat in any software at all. It's the end of the SaaS business model. There is no moat. Moat is going to be community and attention, but it's not going to be in product because we can copy everything in an instant. The other thing is, and this was a great question, Beeple, the artist, asked me, he's like, Raoul, I was joking over a few drinks, he's like, what happens when the first person with AGI just points at financial markets? They just win the game. They become worth 10 trillion. We have to shut the markets down. I thought about that, and it's like, whether it plays out that way, we stand no chance as humans. It's doing that. So personalities do not unless they have community. It's the death of personalities. That vacuous head on TV who does that, doesn't matter. We can make them with AI. It's irrelevant. We make thousands of them. What matters is somebody who matters to the people around them. They feel like they're the mentor. They have a connection. they have a commonality. There's another thing we haven't talked about that I need to talk to you about is, have you seen character AI yet? No, everyone has the same face. You're taking a lot of notes.
A lot.
Character AI is mind-blowing. So a friend of mine left OpenAI about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, just when it was starting to scale. And he'd got his shares, he'd been there early, and he went to character AI. And I looked at it, it's like, the fuck's this? This is just anime kind of AI characters. I didn't get it. I heard it somewhere, somebody tweeted out something about it, and that
This needs to be mitigated. How do you think about the social implications of this?
because it's operating under Reed's law, which is Metcalfe's law squared, there is zero chance the regulators can catch up. Zero. Because what is to stop, and they're distributed. These models, the open source models, which they're not going to be able to stop. And
I did it with Lama.
yeah, and we need open source models, because if not, we're going to hand all the power of the world to a few companies. So they're everywhere and nowhere. So if the US tries to ban them, it's like crypto. It'll come out of Israel, or it'll come out of China, or it'll come... I don't know how we stop it. So you're going to have AI policing AI, and you're going to have an AI in your kid's phone that polices it and what it does.
What about, so Elon said that there's a 10 to 20% chance of a dystopian outcome out of all this in his Tucker Carlson interview. Where do you stand on this?
I think it's utopian and dystopian. Listen, very little, few kilowatts of power to generate enormous amounts of compute. So we're already seeing a lot of experimentation on that. That's an explosive thing. But once you realize that actually everything is compute, we're all the same structure of the same atoms that's everywhere around us, and they have been recomposed and reused in multiple different ways over the millions of the billions of the years of the planet and the universe. But if you think of a tree is biological compute, but at a different time horizon. It has limited compute, but there's still a reasonable amount of compute, but it happens at small time horizons. It doesn't make instant decisions like us. And once you start looking at the world this way, and this is what the Ryan's talking about, is the myceli, which is the largest living organism on Earth, is actually fungus. So it's larger than the Great Barrier Reef. These connected, so these are super connectors of knowledge. And I think of a tree again. 1,000-year olive tree is 1,000 years of recorded knowledge. But
Don't ignore that.
toxic. And then you go, okay, maybe the kids are adapting.
Exactly.
Because having an online community in some way, whether it's in a game or whether it's on TikTok, is a future in this tokenized world, coming back to the meme coins, the social tokens, and what's it all worth, and what is our point?
And in a dystopian world, those communities become resistance.
Yes. And again, go back to religion. This is why we have religion. Because in a world that's not easy, from famines and floods and wars, you give people a commonality of belief systems, and it gets them through it. Because being human and living on planet Earth is not an easy ride.
Conclusion on my end, Raoul, is I will create enough wealth to last me and my family a lifetime, live in a safe place, and invest heavily in AI so I'm on the right side of history, and hope for the best.
I don't think AI is investable.
And what do I do, man? I
honestly-
convinced Elon to take me to Mars. I don't know what to do.
Crypto-
But then again, physically, we're not going
Crypto's
to...
the easiest answer, and you're doing that. The exponential age, what this all means, how the economy is moving, this everything code cycle. So this is a comprehensive set of work that I've been building, obviously for 30 years, but really over the last 3 years, there's this massive framework of how this all comes together. And I showed Raoul, the journeyman, is taking everybody down that. It's the nexus between macro crypto and the exponential age of technology. And this is the journey. I'm trying to take as many people down this, because it's hard for people to understand it.